Hello, it me, truktruk. Alongside of me is Marxist and quick last minute producer Bear hopping in right at the nick of time to get this game casted for you guys. This is a postponed match between Bird Noises and Circa eSports. Marxist, we went through some breakdown of this game for about an hour before it got postponed. What are your thoughts coming into the actual match tonight?
Well, they're much the same as earlier in the week's version. It's still a big match for Bird Noises. They would very much like to win this. Circa's been on kind of a skid recently after a really long start, but that skid is mainly due to they're playing the two best teams in the division, basically back to back to back. So,
Yep.
but they would like to continue their winning ways tonight, put Bird Noises down a little bit. And it's huge for Bird Noises because they need to win as many games as they can against non-Froyo EVL teams as possible.
Yeah, I think Bird Noise is actually sitting at fourth place now after they lost to EVL earlier in the week. So they're 6-5. Circa Esports barely coming off a victory versus Strolling Astronomers, a team that is new to Invite and struggling as well. But they played Circa very close. And Circa actually no longer have their roamer Marmalu, and instead they're replacing him with Kawa, an excellent scout and roamer. See how she does tonight, but I don't know, maybe it'll take a little bit of adjustments, but that's kind of the cliff notes. It's a big game for Bird Noises. Circa Esports is essentially in playoffs at this point, but if Bird Noises loses this match, they could be looking at this match and the previous meet between them and Circa as the reason they might not make playoffs. So they got to win here tonight.
Hopefully we can get Strolling Astronomers here on the cast if they start to really go on a tear. They could snatch that fourth place spot and leave Bird Noises in the not going to playoff sad zone third season in a row.
Yeah, I'm sure that's lingering in most of the Bird Noises players' mind. At least Corsa and Saigai, the two veterans of the team, they've been wanting to get into playoffs for so long now. They just haven't been able to. I believe they've been fifth place the last two seasons. So I personally believe that they are the favorite coming into this game. I think they were the favorite coming into the game week one versus Circa, which they lost. I think they're a more diverse team, and I think they'll get it done here tonight, but I don't think it's going to be an easy task.
Yeah, that's part of the calculus here. I will say also, we cast Bird Noises a day or two ago. My times all blur together. Between Bird Noises and EVL, and Bird Noises put on a really good show for most of the match. So if they're in strong form tonight, it would be really nice to see. They had a pretty good showing on this map all around as well. Their mids were not really the greatest, but Circa, I imagine, is going to operate differently on this middle than probably any other team in maybe all of ESEA.
Yeah, we will see. We have seen them be the most aggressive team in the league, and for the most part, it's worked out for them. Like we mentioned, they're 8-3. But Kawa's on the team, and that aggression is generally dictated by your soldiers. I know Broking is a very aggressive player, but I'm not really sure how Kawa plays in matches. I think she's only has one invite game under her belt, which was just earlier in the week versus Strolling Astronomers. So we'll see how she plays and how these mids go, because if your roamer's not going in deep, it's going to be hard for the rest of your team to go in deep, and I know that's what Circa likes to do.
Yeah, I always tell roamer players who ask questions that basically at middle you've got two options as roamer. You're either going to give your life for the team, so they trade your hit points for positioning, or you're going to bait the team and trade all of their hit points so that you can get frags. And those are basically the two behaviors of the roamer in its middle fight habitat.
There's a ton of options on this mid as roamer as well. I think this mid is very much dictated by how well roamers play. Generally, you see fast rollouts, sometimes all the way into the enemy's IT. Sometimes, very rarely, you'll actually see people go all the way into the sewer right off the bat. But most of the time, you're probably going to be seeing the roamer do the fast rollout up onto the enemy's crates or the forward spawn area and shooting down at the enemy health pack in front of IT, just like a little bit of a passive play, a good positioning early on. And alternatively, if you screw up the rollout or you just want to play it even slower, you can just kind of go through choke with your pocket and kind of sink some jumps across the point. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of options this mid for soldiers, but we will see. I honestly think Wanko is the better roamer, at least from experience with these players. Wanko is very dynamic in his jumps, and I've really enjoyed watching him this season, and I think he's gonna change it up a lot on these mids.
Yeah, what mids Bird Noises did manage to win against EVL, I put it solely on Wanko. He did really good stuff on this map. They didn't always win every mid, but in general, Wanko had a really good game. His stats might not reflect that because he's playing the roamer class, but the intangibles, as they say, truktruk, were very good from Wanko.
So we do have 12 players in the server, Marxist. I think we did have our predictions, but both of us were able to kind of catch a little bit of gameplay between now and when the match was supposed to be played. So do you have any different thoughts? I believe last week both of us were kind of on the Bird Noise hype train. Do you still think that, or is it you have a change of heart here? Do you think Circa's gonna be able to pull it out?
Oh, I'm always on the Circa hype train.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there will never come a time where I predict against Circa unless they decide to slow down. And then I will drop them like a bad habit.
Well, that's kind of me with Bird Noises. I've been a fan of their gameplay for very long. I just like the individual players, and I just like their playstyle. They seem to play aggressive, but not stupid aggressive. They seem to be quite together, and with Cookie Jake being brought onto their team halfway through the season, I think it's just been uphill from there. And I think they can pull this game out and get into the playoffs. And I think very much they need to win this game if they want to get into playoffs, because there's a lot of fifth and sixth place teams looking to get into playoffs. There's only 6 teams in invite right now, actually. So the other 2 teams, Dead Babies, Mad Guns, and Strolling Astronomers, they're clawing at that 4th place position as well.
Yeah, we had 2 teams fall apart. One got cannibalized by Mad Guns, and the other is just dead. I believe they put it on a boat, and then they blew a foghorn and set it on fire. And then there went malicious activity.
Well, I'm gonna throw Sai a message right now and Steam, like, start the game. He actually sent me a message already, said #boycott Banny. So I'm assuming Banny's also streaming this match for some reason. Anyway, yeah, let's get the show on the road, Sai.
Wanko is trying to get viewers for our stream. We appreciate it.
Banny, if you're reading this, turn off your stream. Okay, so Sai Guy responded even though when I messaged him, they were already live. So hopefully I didn't screw up his mid. So for this first mid, Marxist, I'm going to be watching Sai Guy since apparently I was throwing him a Steam message while he was playing. He sent me a reply, 5-0, match is over. So let's see if this game is a quick one. Sai Guy rolling out as well as Pelt. Let's see which roamers decide to do anything special. Kawa's just kind of going slow. Wanko's going slow as well. Wanko actually playing on his own side. Broking going all the way into IT, so he might be roaming here. Kawa is actually joining her buddy Broking. It looks like they're going to sink some jumps here in a minute, but as I say that, Wanko goes down. Broking gets a kill onto bot mode. Bird Noise is all clumped up in front of their sewer. They're trying to get out. I believe Cookie Jake and Sai Guy are going to be able to survive. Corsa ducking and dodging. May be able to survive here as Broking wants that kill onto Cookie Jake, and Corsa cleans him up, but Bird Noise is getting manhandled early on in this game.
Yeah, as soon as Wanko died there, Wanko went in for the jump, but his team wasn't really able to group together and push. But they are pushing out here now to try to block this point. I like that play out of Bird Noises. They're going to try to separate them, but Circa's going to pop off the Uber, but Cookie Jake just now is going to be forced. So they're going to have quite a little bit of chase to give here. Cheesy's going to go down. Big bomb and air shot onto Kawa, trying to get out, is going to make it just barely. But Nuck is going to die as well, so it's falling apart for Circa. Bro King is going to die as well.
Yeah, Bird Noise is getting the better of that exchange, and it continues on into the enemy choke. Pelt is under a lot of pressure. He goes down, and Eric wants to get through this choke point. Bot mode spamming away as well. Bird Noise is re-attaining mid control. They do have slight Uber advantage since they popped earlier. Wanko going in super deep and actually strafing away after spamming. He's clearing out a lot of room for his team, and they're just getting in through choke super cleanly, and they're going to be able to cap most of this point off as Circa is already on their last.
Yeah, the default play there for Circa is to just try and spam the point, but a super aggressive Wanko scared everybody and they ran away. That's one of those intangibles. We do have a Nuck switching classes. It looks like he's going to stick with Sniper, and they are coming in already as Wanko with that Cowmangler going to die right away, and it looks like they want to go. Yeah, the Uber is already popped. This is sometimes bad news bears when they do it. Bro King's just jumping around. He's going to try to get behind, but he's got 2 scouts on him. Not going to happen. And they are bailing out. No good, truktruk.
We've seen this a lot from Circa, and sometimes it works, but in this situation, it really isn't. They're down a player, down full Uber advantage. They didn't get anything with their Uber. Cookie Jake pushing this right side with bot mode and Corsa. Here comes the multi-Uber. They're pushing so many players back into spawn. Can they get the cap time that they need? Bot mode on the point, getting in, launched into the skybox and taken out. They're not really getting much with this Uber as Broking is right on top of Cookie Jake. He takes down Corsa. Nuck trying to help him take down Cookie Jake. They get Cookie Jake. There's some pressure on the point. Wanko and Eric trying to cap off the last of the point, and it looks like they're going to somehow convert that a little awkward Uber push.
Guy peeked back in at exactly the worst possible moment for Circa and managed to secure his team that round. So here we go for another mid. See if Circa can continue their winning ways. Really fast rollout from Pelt.
The Cadus rollout for Pelt. Not going to get some early damage onto Guy or anybody, but he has decent positioning. Guy and Wanko opting to go the enemy side early on this mid. Wanko double jumping across the point into the enemy choke. Not really turning too many heads as Circa just pushes the other side of the map. They have great positioning here. Can they convert this into frags? Everybody on Bird Noises is just bunched up in front of IT. They're kind of getting wrapped here. So much point presence from Circa as Bird Noises is desperately trying to get reattain the high ground. Bro King just maintaining it. No frags just yet. Still, finally, Bot Mode and Kawa trade frags here as the mid continues to develop. Wanko goes down. Bird Noise is still holding their ground, but they're on the opposite side of the map. Both medics have Uber here as we keep going. Bro King retaining that high ground as the rest of his team is just piled up on the point. Oh my, finally, Skis pops off his Uber. He's going to get a bit of a better Uber here as Cookie Jake is forced to run through his own choke point. He surfs a nice amount of damage, but he goes down. This is not looking good once again for Bird Noises.
Yeah, they're still actually fighting over second for the time being. Nobody's dead for Circa right now, and it looks like they're going to keep running to last. Wanko's going to manage to grab Nuck really quick before he dies. There's still fighting going on because there's a player in IT and Guy, and he's going to kill Pelt somehow. Bomb mode's going down to Cheesy as well. They're trying to get into lobby here. Circa. Corsa is on that sniper. Had a huge game against EVL. 9 kills in a row. So maybe they saw that. There's a bombing side guy.
Oh
He's gonna escape. He kills Kawa, closes the door. See ya, says side guy.
There's no reason he should have lived there, but he makes the perfect timing on his jump and then just hits a crispy clean pipe onto Kawa. And somehow, it looks like Bird Noise is going to be able to stabilize for a moment here. Skis does have that Uber advantage, and he's taking it into last. They do have a lot of presence up above the point, but they haven't turned that many frags. They only got bot mode. They do get Guy. Looks like this might work out for Circa. They need to cap before Cookie Jake gets his Uber. He gets his Uber. He's Ubering Wanko and Corsa on the point. They need to get some frags. They get Nuck. Bro King drops right down a little bit too early, but he does convert that frag. This is looking like a Circa round, and it is.
Yeah, that whole round was Bird Noises just having an absolute blunder. They got trapped on the wrong side of mid, and then they hung around there forever and let Circa cap the point and then pop their Uber. And that's a losing proposition every time you do it. And they ended up losing everything except Psy Guy.
And we are tied up, Marxist. Pelt doing that Kato rollout once again. Bird Noise is playing the enemy side, or their own side this time, as Kawa might get caught out here. Wanko doing a high jump. Corsa getting killed. 1-for-1 exchange early on this mid, but a lot of damage on to Circa as Broking's just hopping around. They're all piled up here. If they decide to bomb here, it looks like it's going to be a Bird Noises mid, and Skis is going to be caught out super late in this mid. Cheesy, the last remaining survivor of Circa, is going to dance around. I don't think he's going to be able to make a play as he does go down. Cookie Jake, full Uber advantage.
And Cheesy is going to be dead for quite a while as well. They're doing the quick push-up, leave a guy on the point, and actually it looks like we're going to have a soldier peek up a little bit, but I don't think that's going to happen for right now. But Bird Noise is in position to do the full Uber push, unless this is really going to happen. No, Wanko was just checking what they had or something. I don't know why he was spy for so long.
Yeah, maybe he had like a spy bind that wasn't working, but something interesting of note, Nuck opting to go to Sniper even though he had time to build a sentry gun. They're going to Uber in, so I don't think Nuck's going to be able to get much. Bot mode hitting 2 nice rockets onto Skis, but Skis still alive with 25 health. They're not going to actually get much with this Uber. They're going to 1-for-1 exchange, not what you want. Broking doing a lot of damage to both scouts, but Eric still charging forward. Broking cleans up Eric, and they're actually going to not get any kills with their Uber. They got 1, but they lost 2.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see a Circa push here. We'll see what they're trying to do. There they go. We got a... Broking tried to jump onto the point, but there was a scout there, and that was never going to happen. And now Bird Noises seem to be just piling out. They don't want any part of this fight for right now. But they do have Uber advantage on Circa, and they're trying to get it in. They need to get frags here, and we're going to see the old leapfrog, and it looks like they're not getting anything. So really well done from Bird Noises. Looks like they're going to cycle around and come out of sewer.
Yeah, Wanko making a little bit of room, but he's taking a lot of damage in the process. His team finally reconvenes with him, but they're not getting too much room out of that play. In fact, the Uber is popped, but they are going to get 2 early kills onto Nuck and Broking, and that should eliminate the possibility of another leapfrog as Bird Noises have that 2-player advantage, and they want to take it all the way into second. They don't need to recap mid. Circa was unable to cap it, and here comes Wanko doing a lot of damage to the players near Shutter, but yep, they're going to get second and look towards last. Unless Circa pushes out of their last with Uber, they might do it. They do have advantage, but they don't have any picks to work off of.
Yep, if you want to win games against decent teams, you've got to be able to do what Bird Noises just did. They got out of mid, didn't lose anybody, and pushed right back in before Circa could cap. Easy win. Bro King's actually going to die as well. Kawa and Pelt are as well, and that's just going to be last probably going down.
Eric just taking down 2 players on last. I think it was Pelt and Nuck, not taking too much damage of his own, and puts his team back in the lead. It is 2-1. Bird Noise is trading rounds so far this game here, Marxist.
Yep, just trading them back and forth. We'll see who comes out on top. So far, Bird Noise is in pretty good position. They'll get that 5th one first.
Psy Guy getting the better of Pelt early on this mid. Wanko by himself on the enemy side. And of course, is going to convene with him, but neither team getting the high ground early on. Pelt jumping up, Broking jumping across. Soldiers are exchanging damage as... There we go. Nice pipe from Psy Guy taking down Nuck. Pelt exchanges onto bot mode. Wanko goes down as well. No soldiers for Bird Noises, and they're going to try to get the heck out of there with their medic intact, and it looks like they're going to be able to. Circa winning the 4th mid of this game.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're not pushing what with the situation that the other team was 3 down. But, oh well. So here they go, pushing now a little bit slower than we're used to. Bro King tries to jump into a scout on the Spire again, discovers that that's not possible. But there's a Kawa play on the point. Kawa kind of just running around here, gonna die. Yeah, there we go. So that is an abortive push that ended up in a Kawa suicide. And we'll see what Bird Noises tries to do.
Well, Pelt gets the exchange frag onto Corsa with a nice sticky trap. Broking getting in through choke, giving his team a lot of room, but Guy just not letting Cheesy get through choke with some crispy pipes. And Birdnoise is going to have a single player advantage for a moment here. Make that 2. Broking goes down. This should free up choke as they work their way through it. No sticky bombs to worry about just yet. Pelt is actually laying them on top of the point. And here comes bot mode leading the charge. Eric getting some time onto the point, eating a rocket from Kawa. Kawa getting that Uber. Is she going to be able to do much with it? She takes down bot mode. Cookie Jake milking away. He finally pops his off, but he doesn't have a pocket to work with. But he does have 2 scouts, and Kawa goes down. But man, both scouts getting eliminated in choke by Pelt. And here comes Circa. If Cookie Jake dies here, which he's definitely going to go down here. This looks terrible for Bird Noises.
Yeah, that was a fundamental mistake from Bird Noises. Kawa delayed long enough, did a decent job at the counter Uber, and then both of their scouts, Eric and Corsa, made the cardinal mistake, which is scouts are not allowed to walk through doorways when the other team is right on the other side of it, because scouts die really quick. It also happened that Pelt had built quite the sticky garden there, and they completely reversed their fortunes. Skis does have Uber. It looks like they're going into lobby with it, and we'll see what they get going. They do have that Corsa sniper. They're going to pop it right away, not worry about that.
Yeah, they're not taking account for the center gun just yet. I think they just noticed it. That's the whole Uber from Skis, not getting any frags, but they have decent positioning. They lost their demo, though. Cheesy getting rid of some of the stickies on the point. It looks like he wants to try edging this off, but Bird Noise is just not letting him. Cookie Jake under a lot of pressure. Broking goes down. Cheesy again near that point, just dipsy doodling around with Skis, but they both go down, just lingering way too long there. Kawa still alive, spotted out by Corsa and taken down. Bird Noise is successfully defending their last point.
Yeah, that was a massive overcommittal from Circa. As soon as Pelt died, it was done. There was no saving that. And now they're going to lose mid for it. Maybe even more. Pelt actually gets a pretty decent pipe on Guy. Tried to do the jump forward Cadis maneuver and got a little bit of air pipe from it.
Broking's going to try forcing the Uber out of Cookie Jake, but gets air shot for his troubles. Wanko and bot mode taking a lot of damage. Wanko going down, but they're still charging forward. Broking skipping off of the point and getting mulched by Corsa. Cheesy, very aggressive, but he's going to be backing off. Bird Noise is turning this round around, using their Uber advantage into last. Can they make it work? Skis is so far away, and it doesn't look like Corsa has any chance of getting a frag onto the medic, but he's going to kill Kawa as he still stays forward with his medic. Is this going to be another overcommittal, Marxist?
Market committal. Well, so far I'm watched Eric's style pretty hard there on that ramp, but only 3 players from Bird Noises. They hung around too long themselves, and we're going to see second maybe go down. Bird Noises can contest. Wanko was hiding, stealthy, almost kills Skis. But unable to. Oh, there's the headshot. Well, body shot from Corsa.
Right in the heart.
That's the thing that you got to worry about with this Bird Noises team, especially on this map. They really, really penalized EVL for not paying attention to sniper spots.
Yeah, and Corsa went on a tear against EVL. I think he got a 9K to help win a round. And that's the first of, I'm sure, of many we'll see of Corsa this game on Sniper. This team is trying to work their way to the second point without having to pop that Uber, and they're not going to have to. 2 players down, Kawa goes down, and Pelt's desperate pipes onto the point are going to be the only remaining part of Circa on second here as they look to convert a last push here.
Yeah, and it's coming. They're actually trying to go through Shutter Door. Bot mode pays the price, and everyone on Circa is trying to get away. That sniper is still there, so you got to be mindful of it. If Corsa can get any kills as sniper at this time, it would open things up. That Girardi comes out, Corsa can't get any kills, falls to his death. Cheesy is out here, sees the sticky trap. Oh, but they're gonna get, Wanko is gonna come in from the back door, kill Skis, and that should pretty well hurt Circa for this future push here. Bird Noise is gonna
jumping around
just has
there,
to
Marxist.
calm down.
Yeah, Wanko was just jumping around and he just landed right on Skis' head and hit 2 easy rockets. Took Skis out of the game. Skis has been dying a lot from the shenanigans of bird noises. And that's going to give Cookie Jake another advantage. Bot mode clearing out this choke area, letting Corsa and Cookie Jake walk on through. It looks like they're going to be able to retake this second point, but bot mode does go down to a sticky trap from Pelt.
Yeah, that will slow them down a little bit. Here comes this bomb. Bro King somehow does not die and jumps himself out here. Going back, Kawa now going back in for a little bit more, some rotating soldier action. But in the end, both soldiers die and the Uber gets popped, but the point isn't capped yet. And so this is just chasing frags. Maybe they're going to try to get Skis here. Skis very low, trying to get back into spawn. Is going to manage to make it with 35 health or so.
Yeah, Eric doing a lot of damage to Skis, and Corsa actually trading the frag onto Cheesy MacGyver after Eric went down. So heads up play by Corsa there, as they should be able to retain this point for the time being. Circa is approaching their Uber. They're probably going to be pushing out here with it, but it's a matter of if they can convert with it.
Yeah, this is a really hard maneuver to pull off anyhow. You want to get 2 frags or the enemy medic. The Uber is popped. Let's see what they can do.
Oh, so many Bird Noises players just barely escaping through choke here. We do have a leapfrog situation as Cookie Jake is approaching his Uber. No frags for that Circa Uber. And Cookie Jake looking like he wants to potentially go through IT here with bot mode, Wanko, and Corsa. If it gets spotted out early, it might not work. It does by Nuck, but looks like they're going to commit to it anyway. Cookie Jake dropping down with Corsa, still not popping off the Uber, taking a little bit of damage, and very clean push. They don't even need to pop Uber.
Yeah, and that's pretty irregular for an IT push. And I think Circa's about to go 2 down. Bro King is stuck in sewer. There he goes. Bot mode does a little skip jump off of his head. And unfortunately, however, Bird Noises loses another player there. So that's going to even things up. Maybe Circa will try to make some kind of a move. See if they can get a kill somewhere and then develop that.
Yes, I'm still surprised that Bird Noises was able to cap second when they pushed through IT. Cookie Jake was under almost no pressure somehow, getting through cleanly and capping it off. We do have an even Uber situation because of it, but Wanko, again on spy, he's just checking Skis' Uber charge, which it is an Uber charge, it's not crits, so they don't have to worry about that for now, but I think we're going to be seeing some stack plays, and maybe Corsa going back on Sniper. Actually, he already is on Sniper.
Yeah, he is just chilling there in the shutter door, trying to get some shots. Actually does a lot of damage to Nuck, who was hiding in the spawn door. The Uber's actually going to come in here. The old Uber out trick. Bro King's Uber is going to be about the same, and they're going to try to develop that into some sort of thing. And there we go. So we're jumping into lobby, it looks like. But there's a trap there.
Yeah, if they stay in lobby too long, they're going to get spammed out by the demo and soldiers of Bird Noises, and they recognize that, and they're backing off. Looks like they're just going to rebuild. Again, Circa not opting to build a sentry gun in an even Uber situation. They're just so aggressive. Bot mode clearing some space for Corsa to get a shot off, but so much damage from Pelt and Bro King taking down bot mode and Corsa? How did bot mode die? What?
So bot mode was standing right there and got shot in the feet as a sticky landed on him as well. And it just propelled him to the moon. And he didn't have enough health to save himself with a rocket jump from the fall damage. So he just died. I don't think he even got the ineffectual courtesy airshot arrow attempt.
Unfortunate for Bird Noises. They're going to cleanly lose their second point on an even Uber situation because of those 2 frags from, I believe it was Kawa and Pelt, not Bro King. But, yeah. Circa probably going to be the aggressor in this situation just because they're so aggressive. Even though generally you see the team that has mid-control be aggressive, Circa is just so aggressive. I just don't see them letting off the gas at this point in the season.
Yeah, they're always trying to do something to you. A lot of teams, when they play defense, try to just stay as static as possible because it's the least complicated thing to do. Actually, there's a bomb coming in now, and they get a lot of damage onto Skis before Wanko is cleaned up. A little bit of poor positioning there from Circa, but I guess they were trying to rotate around. Huge jump coming in now from Broking, and also Nuck is running in there. Cheesy and Broking both are going to die, and so's Kawa, but the Force comes out as a consolation prize.
Yeah, they sack 3 players for a Force. If Skis can retain his Uber here, I don't think he's going to be able to. Bird Noise's players are just swarming all around him, but he's dancing every which way. He should be able to actually get to his last. With the Circa players respawning, it looks like they want to re-push this and defend their second point, and that is what they are doing. Popping off the Uber onto Nuck. All the Bird Noises players fleeing through choke, actually Wank going all the way towards last and just hiding at the end of the rollout there. It's not really going to be contested for a bit here. Kawa on his tail. He's doing a lot of damage and distracting so many Circa players as the rest of Bird Noises reconvene onto the second point. So much damage. Botmo getting 1 and an assist onto Cheesy. Bird Noise is getting the better of that exchange and have Uber advantage.
I liked that play from Circa at first, but they popped their Uber way too early for it to do anything, and then Bird Noise is just swarmed in there. And now I think they're about to get wiped out, but all the spawns come up, a giant train of players comes out, and they all get knocked down right away. There's still 1-9 health hero on the point, can't do it, and that's halftime, truktruk.
Yeah, Botmo getting a clean 3K, almost a 4K on that last push there. And yeah, Bird Noises, after a little bit of a shaky second round, they seem to be dominating this game. I think the only aspect of their game that they really need to be cleaning up is the mids. It seems like Circa is getting the better of them sometimes here, but this is looking like Bird Noises' game.
Yeah, Bird Noises has stopped a lot of leapfrog situations from occurring. As the game is being played, we've had like 5, I think, total potential leapfrog plays, and almost every time it happens, it seems like Bird Noises manages to get the better end of it and end up not being put in that position. So and it's really, really hurting Circa because they can't convert off of those sorts of plays, and those are when you have an even game where it's not just a wipeout to a last push. Those getting the better end of leapfrog situations are how you win. And Circa hasn't been able to get it done.
Yeah, they really haven't. It is kind of interesting to see how they're playing. They're really not turtling up on their last defenses. Generally, we've been seeing almost every team in Invite for the past 3 seasons now just build a sentry gun on even Uber situations. When you have the time to do it, teams seem to opt to do it because it's just so hard to push into last against a sentry gun on most maps. And I don't think Circa's built a single gun this game, maybe even this season.
Well, I mean, I'm heavy versus sentry. There's a give and take there, but it seems like they like to keep They like to keep Cheesy on scout and have Nuck go sniper for like a second, and then go straight back to scout. And the advantage to doing that is if the other team makes a mistake and totally fails at pushing last, you'll get second because hopefully both your scouts are around and they can run and go cap. Whereas if they were an off class, they would have to get back into spawn, and then they got to switch back to scout, and then they got to run all the way back out to second. So it's sort of a give and take. You're a little less defensive in the hopes that you'll pull out the last and get to recaps, get back on your feet a little faster. But so far, they haven't really been able to get that done either.
Yeah, and I think they, at least for their sake, I hope they're taking their time this half and kind of regrouping and figuring out what they need to fix, because their last match was very close when it probably shouldn't have been, and this one is not going according to plan either. I think they need to make some adjustments in order to pull this one out. I think as far as individual skill goes, I think Circa is capable of doing it, but right now it just seems like outplay after outplay by all of the players on Bird Noises, especially on these even Uber situations.
And Wanko is having a really good game. Wanko, some players, right, just are really good at particular maps. It's their little Zen garden. And Wanko is really good at playing the roamer class on process. so far as I can see. Like he's getting a lot done for his team.
And you want to know something that's funny about that, Marxist, is that the stats generally don't lie, but as far as roamers go, I think they can. And I would 100% agree with your assessment on Wanko. He's doing a great job opening up the map for his team, getting in behind and just being a nuisance. But he's 4-17, and he's being such an impact player. If you're a stats guy, that has to get you puzzled.
Well, it's the intangibles. We don't have a number for everyone shot at this guy and then they all died.
That is true. I wish you could put that on the stat sheet, but you really can't. He is turning so many heads. Yeah, it is a treat to watch him just jump around. He's treating the map like a jump map, but somehow making it work. It's quite fun to watch. And as far as the damage go, Corsa actually top damaging the server here as Scout. Pretty unorthodox for Invite TF2, but there you have it. And Cookie Jake is actually just distributing the heals quite evenly across the board. Bot mode, the pocket, actually not getting too many more heals than the rest of the team. And it seems to be working out that for the best.
Yeah, they have balled. Their response on Bird Noises has been to really ball up against Circa to stop the chaos that they bring from enveloping you. They just have a little buddy circle there. But here we go, another round. Pelt doing the fast rollout again, and we'll see how this mid goes down.
Yeah, on this mid we haven't seen the Dow men really exchange too much damage early on, but man, Pelt doing a lot of damage to Cookie Jake, hitting another sticky across the map. Cookie Jake super hurt early on this mid. No Circa players are getting deep just yet. All the Bird Noises players are balled up here as they try to work their way forward. Circa kind of doing the same thing on the other side of the map. Orsa going across the top of the point, taking down Nuck. Wanko being traded off. Bot mode very aggressive here, doing a lot of damage to Cheesy. Eric trying to clean up his teammates' damage, but it's really not happening. This mid has lasted so long. Both medics do have Uber, but Circa not going to be winning this one unless something crazy happens. Cheesy going down. And Psy Guy super deep, trying to make a play for his team after this mid has ended.
Yeah, and that is going to be a lot of Bird Noises here, moving out onto second. I don't think Circa's going to be able to do anything here. The big mistake there was that it looked like Circa just didn't know what they wanted to do. They hesitated for a really long time on that middle. And eventually Bird Noises just decided they were gonna attack, and it worked because Circa seemed to be either having a discussion about what they were gonna do or just didn't know what to do at that point, and it didn't turn out very good.
Yeah. And Cookie Jake, despite winning that mid very convincingly, he's not going to have too big of an Uber advantage. Ski's playing very close despite not actually having Uber just yet. He does have it. Nuck getting very aggressive on Sniper, and this is what I've been saying. They're not opting to turtle up here. They're choosing Sniper instead of Heavy or Engineer on defense, and Nuck is so far up. He's going to have to hit a shot here if he wants to make it work. It looked like Eric wanted to go all the way in, but he's backing off. Bird Noise is repositioning their sack play as Wanko is opting to go towards rollout.
Yeah, that's a dangerous proposition to sack the second player with the sniper, especially because you know Circa is gonna push out a lot. They have not shown that they are shy at all of trying to bring their Uber out here, and it's really hard to defend effectively unless you've got some way to get a whole ton of kills.
Yeah, and Bird Noises really don't need to do much at this point. This is a crucial game for them this season. They need to win it if they want to keep looking towards playoffs. They're sitting at 4th place currently, and with a win, I think they'll be tied with EVL at 3rd. So they really need this. They've wanted to make playoffs for so many seasons now. Wanko doing a lot of damage to Pelt, and he's committing with off of his own damage, and he does go down. Is the counter sack going to come out from Circa, or are they just going to push? It looks like they just want to push on a 1-player advantage, coming out of their own last. Bot mode getting popped on. Bot mode's going to have much longer Uber here. He does so much damage to Cheesy and friends in that one area. He's going to hit Pelt with some nice rockets as well, and that's going to open up a push for Bird Noises. Can they convert this 4th round?
Yeah, and there's a big fight going down here at last. Not too much left. Oh, the giant rocket is going to take Nuck out of the game for now. They're getting on the point. Cheesy, everyone turns around and kills Cheesy. Unfortunate. Cheesy had 4 players with their backs turned to him. And I was like, well, this is what frag videos are made of, said the evil voice in my head. And then they all turned around.
Wow. Both Bird Noise and Soldier are going ham on that last push. Botmo doing so much damage with that Uber, taking down 1 player. And Wanko using the charge shot of the Cowmangler to almost remove a player from the server as they were pushing last. Broken goes down early on in this mid. And Circa just opting to leave. Wanko trying to cut him off and choke. Hits a nice rocket onto Pelt. But Bird Noise is winning 2 mids in a row here.
Yep, and pretty convincingly as well. Circa never really got the ball rolling. Broking just kind of jumped straight in there and died. So we'll see now what they choose to do, because they've got to get 4 rounds here to win this game. And that we're actually seeing the side push come in here, but Circa's got an Uber to respond, so maybe they were banking on something weird happening?
Oh, Cookie Jake needs to get out here. Skeez's Uber is actually not going to get much. Cheesy goes down. Nuck is going to go down as well. No scouts for Circa, and they're going to be losing Broking as well to Cookie Jake's nice little arrow there. Botmo gets traded off, but Bird Noise is getting the better of a shaky exchange. It looked like it was going to be not work out in their favor, and in fact, they might get a round off of this with that kill onto Pelt.
Yeah, we're going to have 4 players, one of which is the med, but they're going to manage to clean up Eric there on the back side. Kawa's doing a little bit of fighting. Oh, Wanko manages to escape with 25 for now. So, I don't know. Circa may try to get out of here. We also might be in bus parkage territory, because you know Circa's got 4 rounds to get. They like to push out, and they're really close right now even.
Yeah, and this could be the end of the game for Circa if they decide to push out. They're taking so long. They're sitting in lobby for so long here. If Bot Mode and Wanko can find the correct angles, they're going to be able to spam the crap out of Circa. But Wanko's actually going towards rollout. He's going to not see too many players and call it out for his team. He jumps on top of Nuck, gets skyboxed by Pell and air shot by Nuck for the cleanup kill. It's going to give Circa a player advantage. Cheesy going in deep and getting cleaned up for the trade frag. And yeah, we are evened up once again here, Marxist.
Oh, we got a player running in from the shutter door. It's Corsa. He's going to manage to get Kawa before getting shot down by Nuck. Nuck's aim's actually kind of on right now. Got that air shot snipe and then just a one-shot kill over there. So we'll see what's going on now. It's Broking is still holding this little island up at the top of the stairs. It actually really hurt his Psy Guy. Psy Guy's going to go down. I don't think there's any better time to attempt to get out of this than right now. Cheesy and his med are running in. Nuck is already in. They're going to get Wanko.
Yeah, and Ski's popping off his Uber and Cookie Jake milking away. Bot Mode once again is going to have a lot longer of an Uber. He's going to get an easy kill on his Skis, but they're down a few players as Bird Noise is just respawning now. They do get the medic pick and reconvene at second. They're probably going to heal up and push as Psy Guy, and I believe Wanko and Corsa are finally met up. They're pushing into last here through this far right side. Eric and Wanko towards rollout. Eric goes down. Wanko getting pressured off, and I don't know if Circa is going to be able to defend this. It looks like they should be able to, as Bird Noise is losing players.
Yeah, and they're still at a fairly sizable disadvantage, though, in Uber. Broking's gonna die as well. So, since it's a dead scout running up here, they may just go as soon as Eric is in the zone. Yeah, they are here now. They're gonna Uber. It's a level 2 sentry. The 7th player was not enough. And that giant rocket comes in again.
Eric pushing this right side, trying to clean up his roamer's damage. He gets a lot of damage on the Pelt. Pelt does go down to Psy Guy. Eric still in behind with Wanko. They're going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Eric trying to get out, but Cheesy on his tail. He actually does get out. Meets up with his medic, and they're going to heal up on this the second point. Wanko doing a lot of damage to Kawa, but none to Skis. And Circa should be able to attempt to push out of last here with their player advantage. But Psy Guy has a cheeky trap set up.
Well, again, this is an intangible right here because Wanko held 3 players on that last for a significant period of time. Unfortunately, Bird Noises chooses not to fight this. There was only 1 player out there on second for the longest time and should have been a fairly easy kill. But maybe they assumed that that hadn't happened yet. Big fight at Choke. The Uber is gonna come out, and we'll see who falls victim to it. Cheesy is gonna go down. There is a player still in IT in Kawa as well.
Yeah, Kawa's actually in a decent spot to make a play, but 3 Bird Noises players are in that area, but they don't know. Kawa gets a nice kill onto Wanko and does a lot of damage to Eric before going down. Eric still in IT, but like you mentioned, Wanko making that distraction play allowed his team to get the forward spawns, and it's mainly the reason they're able to contest the point. Still, they do have uber advantage. Botmo doing a lot of damage to Broking, but not able to finish him off. Broking with 5 health, forced to retreat into his own lobby, but Circa not giving it up just yet. Who is staying too long here? That is the question. It looks like it's Circa. They're losing so many players. Botmo doing a lot of damage. Nuck going to take him down, but Saigai going to finish off 2 players, Nuck and Kawa, before his medic was slain.
Yeah, Circa's going to wipe out there. They let themselves get pushed out completely, and then were all split up. And they were not able to reconvene and have any kind of solid push. They just tried to get back out onto second because they didn't want to hold last again, and ended up wiping out as a result. But Cookie Jake not having Uber makes everything a little bit better here. We'll see if Bird Noises decides to try again. Big bomb coming in from Broking. He's going to get mulched. And no doing there.
Yeah, both scouts got an eye on him before he even jumped, and he had no chance to do anything there. Gonna give Cookie Jake and Bird Noises that player advantage. They do have slight Uber advantage as well. And Saigai is messaging me on Steam, so something is telling me that this game is going to end soon in Bird Noise's favor here. And we'll see how that happens as they work their way through Choke. They don't have Uber. They do have crits. They pop it off. Skis is taken down. Nuck is taken down. And it looks like MacGyver is going to be the next victim. He is. Pelt all by himself behind the point. He defends himself from Eric. Nice stickies there. And they don't have a medic. They don't have retained heals like Cookie Jake and Corsa do. And they're going to be able to use those heals to get second point.
Yeah, they did get scared away, though, for a small period of time. Kawa jumped the point with like 70 health. And they said, oh, wow, a jumping soldier. They must have tons of health. And so the Bird Noises backed off for a little bit, and that allowed Pelt to escape. And kind of a risky move from Kawa there, but realized that they probably hadn't been counting damage that well with all that chaos. And they didn't know the soldier on the point had under 100 health.
Nuck with a very interesting sentry location. It looks like bot mode should be able to spam it out for free. Saigai getting that crits off, taking down Cheesy MacGyver. Pelt being very aggressive, hitting some pipes onto Saigai. It's not going to be enough. Somehow Cookie Jake living through that entire process, and Bird Noises is going to be able to secure this game 5-1. Very convincing game by Bird Noises.
Yeah, I did not expect Circa to do as poorly as they did, but wow, Bird Noises looked really good there. So kudos to them. They looked great in this game. They had, a couple little mistakes here and there, but for the most part, their gameplay was on.
Yeah, and Bird Noises seem to be getting better and better throughout the season. And unfortunately for Circa, it seems to be a little bit of the opposite, not necessarily as dramatic as Bird Noises has turned around their season, but it's definitely not going according to plan, especially when they started off 4-0, I believe. It's kind of been a shaky aftermath. Now they are 8-4, I believe. I think they're still comfortably in second place in invites, so they don't have to worry about playoffs. They should be able to make it still, but come playoffs, they need to be winning games against Bird Noises if they want to make it to finals or even win this season.
Yeah, winning the season is always the goal, and you want to be able to get that done, and you're not gonna do it losing to Bird Noises. Bird Noises might be able to get it done. They played really, really well. I like to harken back to Yonder era. I like the Dave AC style roamer that we're seeing from Wanko here, where he's he's just jumping around and almost hypnotically so many people feel the need to look at what Wanko is doing and ignore that the bird noises have flooded in through some door and are now about to kill your team.
Yeah, I think this current roster is the best version of Bird Noises I've seen. They've looked so impressive against, like I've been saying, they've been playing teams so close throughout the season. It's nice to see them pull out a nice, clean, convincing victory, especially against the second place team in the league. It's very profound. Looking towards playoffs, they might be able to pull off some big upsets as they did tonight.
I was very impressed with them. So solid gameplay, really good game of process just to watch. I also liked what we saw on mid. We saw a lot of unique middles with the teams, kind of like a snake eating a snake. They just ran around in a circle a bunch of times, and you don't normally see that because of how passively teams like to approach this mid. So that was really cool to watch, something to put in your playbook.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats here, and it looked like Corsa was able to retain his top damage. He was getting a fair amount of heals, but he was doing a lot with them. Saigai and Botmo doing a lot with their heals as well. And yeah, let's see. Cookie Jake only dying 5 times in that match, and that's a pretty good sign of keeping your medic alive and your medic doing whatever it takes to stay alive as well. So kudos to Bird Noises on that victory, but for now, I think that's it, Marxist, unless you got a last few tidbits of information for the viewers at home.
Nope, I am happy as can be, minus the fact that my boys in Circa lost, but it was still such a good game for Bird Noises that I'm hype over that.
Well, speaking of matches here, we got more matches lined up for the rest of the week, I believe. After this match, or after the cast ends, I should be able to get some more posted up on teamfortress.tv. So head over there. I'll be posting them up tonight. There should be a few casts this week as we head towards playoffs. And I think that's it. It's been a pleasure. Big shout out to Bear for producing this at the very last minute. The main producer was unable to attend last minute. So Bear stepping up, making the plays. And as always, Marxist, it's been a pleasure casting with you. And for that, good night.